In this video, I'm going to show you how to become a dominating force behind the plate in 12 weeks or less using the Elite Catcher's game plan without having to rely on coaches that don't understand what it takes to catch at the highest level. By the end of this video, you'll know how to command your defense like a true leader, frame pitches that turn borderline pitches into strikes, and throw down on runners that think they can steal on you. This video is only for catchers age 10 to collegiate level who are hardworking, motivated by recognition, want to earn that starting position, and have college aspirations, but despite their hard work, they feel like they're just not reaching their potential. So if you're someone that expects results without putting in the work, or you're looking for a quick fix that doesn't require dedication and consistency, then click away from this video because it's not for you. But if you are a dedicated catcher that works hard, goes to every voluntary training, and practices at home but lacks the confidence that comes with truly understanding your role behind the plate, then you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to show you exactly how to transform into the starting catcher that your team needs. If you're watching this video, you've probably worked with travel coaches that don't really know what they're talking about, or maybe even stuck with catching coaches that are just in it for the money or only focused on basic mechanics. And if that's you, then the Elite Catcher's game plan is going to be way different than anything else you've tried. The reason why is because most catchers have never played at the professional level and don't truly understand what separates the good catchers from the great catchers. So if that's you, then this is absolutely for you, because I've been exactly where you are and I know the path to get you to where you want to go. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tyler and I'm a professional softball catcher. I went from being a second string collegiate catcher to playing professionally for the last 4 years in different countries all over the world and winning awards and championships along the way. But it wasn't always this way. I committed to play Division I softball at 14, but I was diagnosed with autoimmune issues in college. My senior year, I finally got healthy, but college was almost over. I felt like I had wasted my potential, like all of that hard work just wasn't going to pay off. I was the catcher that worked harder than everybody else, but just couldn't seem to break through to that next level. Then I had the opportunity to play overseas, and I took it with everything I had. I took an ownership of my training that I never had before. I learned from Olympians and national team players, lived in different countries with different languages every 6 months, and discovered what it really looks like to dominate on the field and be undeniable. 4 years later, now I've played professionally longer than I played in college. But most importantly, I found my power and my true confidence in myself. I went from being overlooked to a veteran overseas professional, and now I'm here to pass on everything I've learned to the next generation of catchers. Let me tell you about Audrey. When she first came to me, she was already a strong athlete, but she had been working through her throwing mechanics for the last 2 years. Practicing 3 days a week plus her team practices. She was still struggling with the same issues. Her elbow was dropping and coaches would keep telling her this, but she couldn't understand what that actually looked like or how to fix it. But after working together through the Elite Catcher's game plan, everything changed. Through our video feedback system, she could finally see exactly what was happening. It wasn't just that her elbow was dropping, her shoulders were uneven, she was collapsing, and she was overcorrecting in ways she never even realized. She went from being skeptical about online training to saying it is the way to go and that it's more beneficial than in-person lessons. Now she's getting all the way to second base with her throws, she's blocking everything in front of her, and she's developed the confidence to go beyond basic communication and collaborate with her pitchers about their pitches, their grips, their spins, understanding how different grips and releases are going to affect pitch movement. Now she's being put into more games because her coaches trust her deeper understanding of her different pitchers. That's the transformation we're talking about. From a catcher who was stuck despite years of hard work to one who finally broke through and became the player she always knew she could be. Then there's Daisylin, my very first remote training catcher. At 13, she couldn't even stay on her feet when she was framing. Her mom Heather told me before you, she was just kind of playing the game, but you could tell she didn't totally understand what was happening. After going through the program, coaches and parents are constantly asking what she's doing because she's completely different. The local newspaper even wrote about her significant growth in an article. She's thrown out multiple runners, she's mastered her blocking, and her framing has earned her that starting position on her team. Now you're probably wondering, how does this all work? After working with dozens of catchers at every level, from youth to professional, I've narrowed it down to a 3-step process. First, vocal command of your defense. Second, umpire-tailored receiving. And third, bulletproof throwdowns. One of my catchers came to me struggling with confidence and barely speaking on the field. She believed being quiet and staying out of the way was the safest approach. This was holding her back from reaching her full potential because catchers that don't communicate leave their defenses guessing, create confusion, and miss opportunities to control the game. It was causing her to feel invisible on the field, watching the game play out in front of her and not feeling confident that she had the right answer or knew exactly what to say. So she felt like she couldn't say anything and wasn't contributing to her team's success. What she needed to understand is that vocal command isn't necessarily about being the loudest voice on the field, but you need to be the smartest. Knowing exactly what to say before the play even happens and using that strategic communication to lead your defense and support your pitchers. The reason she needed that is because catchers are the only position to see the entire field as the game plays out. We are responsible for directing traffic. And if you can't do that, you can't do your job. And after working together for just 8 weeks, she went from being a silent observer to a true leader of her defense that her teammates looked to for direction. She went from barely speaking to walking out to the mound, calling out plays, and commanding respect from teammates who had years on her. Another catcher came to me and believed that framing was just catching, holding the ball, and hoping for the best. This belief was completely wrong because how we move towards the ball and how the ball is breaking and spinning completely impacts the visual we're giving the umpire. And because she was lacking this strategic understanding, this was causing her to miss countless strike calls, was frustrating her pitchers, and she was losing games on borderline pitches that could have gone her way. What she needed to understand is that elite level receiving takes all of these factors into account. Her glove movement, the pitch's break pattern, the umpire's visual, because all of this determines how we're going to present the ball to the umpire and what tools we're going to use in the game to make the umpire's job easier. This approach is better because instead of just hoping for calls, you're actively working with the umpire instead of against them. After implementing our umpire-tailored receiving, she started getting calls she never got before, her pitcher's confidence increased, her team's ERA decreased, and coaches started noticing the game-changing impact she had behind the plate. I had a catcher that believed arm strength was everything when it came to throwing at runners. This belief was holding her back because it's not just about how hard you throw. It's about a quick transfer, proper footwork, and leveraging your mechanics. This was causing her to rush her throws, sail balls over second base, and watch helpless as runners stole against her. What she needed to understand is that bulletproof throwdowns come from technique, timing, and confidence. This approach is better because when you have proper mechanics and proper timing, even catchers without cannon arms can shut down runners. After mastering her throwing mechanics in the program, she went from never throwing anyone out to throwing out multiple runners in a single weekend. I still remember her excitement when she got her first block to throw, the pure joy and confidence that came from achieving something she had worked so hard for. So if you're a dedicated catcher who wants to become a dominating force on the field with vocal command, elite level receiving, and shutout throws, without guessing how to train or relying on coaches that don't really know what they're doing, then what I want you to do is message me on Instagram. Then we can talk about your situation, your goals, and whether or not you're a good fit for the Elite Catcher's game plan. If I think I can actually help you transform your game, we can get started right away. Again, this is only for hardworking catchers with college aspirations who are ready to put in the work. So if that's you, click the button below, fill out a short application, and book a call to speak with me. You and your parents must be on this call. So I hope you got a ton of value from this video and you could probably try to take this info and run with it. However, if you want help implementing it from a professional catcher holding your hand, teaching you the concepts, how to apply them, and why they're important, and how you can apply them to your game right now, today, then click the button below, fill out a short application, and book a call to speak with me. Here's the thing, I spent years trying to figure this out the hard way, making mistakes, dealing with coaches that didn't know how to communicate with me, and struggling with confidence issues that held me back. So if you want to skip all of that trial and error, the frustration, the wasted time, and use my experience for your roadmap to success, then this program is definitely for you. So if you're a serious catcher and you're really interested in learning what the Elite Catcher's game plan can offer you and what I can do for you, here's what one of my catchers gets in their program. They get customized workouts built specifically for their needs, weekly video feedback on their progress, breaking down the movements so they can truly understand them, group calls with other elite catchers in this community, and a complete system for developing every aspect of their game. Now, I know you might be thinking online training doesn't work. I used to think that too. I believed you really needed to be in person to develop as a catcher. But here's what I discovered. Online training actually gives you more than in-person lessons could ever offer. You get videos breaking down concepts that you can watch and rewatch, slow-mo video analysis to really get that deeper understanding, detailed explanations, and access to your coach whenever you need it. My catchers are developing faster than they ever did with traditional lessons because they have the tools to coach themselves and make adjustments in real time. And you might even be thinking, I can figure it out on my own. But here's the reality. I tried to figure it out on my own for years. I wasted so much time going down the wrong paths, developing bad habits, missing opportunities because I didn't have the right guidance. The catchers who get the fastest results are the ones who learn from someone who's already walked the path and can show them exactly what to do. Getting to that starting position and earning a college scholarship is tough. But imagine if I could help you solve your biggest catching struggles and be rid of them for good. How would your softball career look if you were the one coaches couldn't afford to take out of the game? If scouts were watching you behind the plate? And if your teammates were looking to you for leadership. So if you want to become that dominating force behind the plate, message me on Instagram right now. Don't wait. Your dreams are waiting for you, and every day you delay is another day your competitors get to get ahead. The Elite Catcher's game plan has transformed catchers coast to coast. Now it's your turn. Click the button below, fill out a short application, and book a call to speak with me. I'll see you then.